Hey everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're gonna make fresh salsa. I've already went ahead and prepped everything. You're gonna need 5 Roma tomatoes, which are right here, 1 clove of garlic, 1 jalapeno, and a red onion. We're not gonna use all of this, but I will show you how much we are gonna use. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start by cutting the garlic. I've already peeled it, so we're just gonna cut off the ends. Just cutting off the ends, and I'm going to dispose those in my trash bowl. And then you're just going to cut this really finely. Sorry, my hand's in the way. But you're just going to cut it really finely, and I'll show you what that looks like in a second. This one's going to be really hard to see just because it's so teeny. But you have to cut it really, really fine. So I'm just going to cut through this really finely. Like I said, it's going to be hard to see because this one's so teeny and hard to work with. But the key to cutting a garlic clove is just doing it really slowly and taking your time so that you don't cut all your fingers off. And using a smaller knife is also key. So I'm using this teeny paring knife from Pampered Chef. You can really get a knife anywhere. I just like Pampered Chef. So, and it's really sharp and it works really well for a lot of different things. So you want to just mince this. You don't want to use minced garlic because minced garlic is liquidy. You want to use a fresh piece of garlic so you don't have all that liquid from the minced garlic. So here you can see my garlic. I'm just mincing it up. You're going to add it to your bowl. And today we're just going to use a clear container because it makes so much, especially once you add the tomatoes in, that you're going to want to save it. And to save it, you just refrigerate it, and it should last you about a week and a half. Scraper, so I can scrape it all up. Just add it to my bowl. So that's what it looks like when it's minced. Just minced garlic. Okay. Now that we have the minced garlic, I'm going to go ahead and mince the jalapeno. So you just cut the ends off and just cut it down the middle. And then you're going to have seeds in here. I'm out with my finger usually. Separate the edges and just pull them out. Now, if you like heat and you want to have heat in your salsa, keep the seeds. I personally don't like the heat from the jalapeno, so I'm not going to keep the seeds in there. I'm going to dispose of all the seeds. I do not like it hot. And then there's a little bit of the middle part left in here, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut that out using my paring knife. Get rid of every single last seed, even the ones left on the board, because they will somehow make it into the mixture. I do not want that. So then I'm just going to slice this a bunch of different times, and then I'm going to finally chop this down as well. Just cut this really fine as well. Just little teeny tiny fine cuts. You just want to keep it really fine. Bites, little teeny tiny bite sizes. Those are about the size of the chunks that you want. Some of them are stuck together. Good, go all the way through. Just add that to the mixture as well. So now in the bowl I have jalapenos and garlic. I'm going to add the rest of the jalapeno. Slow and steady wins the race. It's not a competition. Just do it slowly so you don't cut your fingers. Not that I've cut my fingers a time or two, because I have. This one's gonna be loaded with jalapenos. Now I'm gonna switch knives and use a serrated knife. Marley got a hold of the end of this, which is not good. I'm gonna cut the tops of the tomatoes off and dispose of them. Then I'm gonna cut the tomatoes in half, and then in a few sections, and it just slips apart. Now I use Romas because they have more meat and they're not as juicy. And then I'm just gonna try to cut these as small as possible. And this is the trick because they're so thin. I mean, it's so small that sometimes it's hard to cut these super, super small into bite-sized pieces. I've actually gotten away from eating salsa out of a jar because I started making it homemade and it's so much better. And it actually lasts a really long time. It's really delicious. The vinegar that's made out of all these different spices, so good. The natural vinegar that you get is everything melts together. So delicious. I almost cut my finger. You guys didn't see that. So yes, it takes a little bit of time to make, but in the long run, it's totally worth it because it's so delicious. And just that added freshness that you're eating to a new meal, it just brightens it up and makes it so much fresher. And if you wanted to, you could actually add mango or pineapple or peaches to this for some added sweetness, and you could add it and just kick it up a notch. And that would be so delicious for like a nice summer dish like the shrimp. That would be really good. Also, a note, a little tip. Everybody loves garlic. Well, not everybody, but I do. And everybody in my family does. You never want to add more than 1 clove of garlic. You always want to keep it to 1 clove of garlic. Just trust me on that. Adding more garlic will definitely change the dish to a different flavor, and you don't want to do that. Go ahead and dump some of this tomato juice in there. Too much on the cutting board. And the last tomato. And then we'll move on to the onion. If you like your tomatoes a little more chunky or your salsa more chunky, then don't cut your tomatoes so fine. This would be delicious on top of a hamburger with no bun, some Mexican cheese. That would be delicious. Like a chicken burger. Ooh, that sounds so good. They didn't have any ground chicken when I went to the store. I love ground chicken. It's delicious. Put some fiesta seasoning in it. Oh, that would be good. Some grilled peppers and onions on top. Like a fajita burger. That would be delicious. Put some fresh salsa. So we have all 5 tomatoes. Now we're going to cut up a little onion. When I cut up onions, I like to leave the bottom attached, so I'm just going to cut off the top. And dispose of that. And I'm just going to cut into the sides. And then I'm just going to peel away the top layer, right there. to cut slits into it. And then I'm only going to cut half of it. You guys can't really see this, sorry. So like that. So this is how much onion I cut off of it. I'm just going to make sure it's all finely chopped. I'm running my knife through it a little bit. Then I'm going to add this to my salsa. Probably just about that much. Then you add a little bit of salt. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you just take a spoon and you just stir it all together. Mixing all the jalapeno and garlic from the bottom. And I'm actually going to add the rest of that onion because it looks like it needs it. And now you have fresh, homemade salsa. Alright guys, thanks for joining me, and I will see you guys again real soon. Bye!